here we go. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. Woo, what a day this is gonna be. We got a heater for y'all today. Welcome to everyone who's in the building. Y'all know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see. This is gonna be crazy. We're getting into Candace Owens versus Erica Kirk, and the shots are flying. I didn't want to get into too much of the drama. We are gonna talk about more so facts over feelings today, but this whole Candace versus Turning Point USA thing is going wild, man. Charlie is probably looking down like, man, what are y'all doing? This is not how it was supposed to go. Crazy. We got a little bit of Michael Cox in here as well. We're going to talk about what's going on with him. He's back under fire, as well as Fani Willis, my favorite subjects on the show. But before we get into it, I got to welcome y'all, man. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the ClassE Morning Show. I'm your host, ClassE, at patreon.com/ClassEbeats. By the way, the link is in the description as well as in the pinned comment in the chat. Looking forward to getting into it. But before we do, I got to say what's up to the people, man. Shout out to everybody that's in here. We've got my awesome, amazing Amy is in the building as always, doing what she does, and that's be amazing. Thank you for being here, Amy. We've got Les Cleaver up in this thing as well. I appreciate all of y'all that are in the building. And we're going to get right into it because we have a lot to cover today. But before we do, I do have to ask you all a favor. Please make sure you like the video on your way in. Likes are free, helps the channel continue to grow, lets the algorithm know that you guys are enjoying the show. It shares this video, the channel, and the live stream that we're watching right now, that you guys are on right now with more people. So thank you to the nearly 1,300 of you that have liked the video so far. I know that's a lot to goes to a lot of the work that Amy does with promoting the show. So thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for liking the video right away. It does help us out. If you're feeling extra generous, you can share the video as well. Click the share button, share it on X, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you're on social media, and you can share it to your group chat as well. Also, last but not least, I will be reading super chats as we go throughout the show too. So anybody that sends in the super chat, I appreciate y'all going the extra mile, and I will be acknowledging those as well. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it. I know y'all are ready to go. Actually, one last thing before we get started. Make sure if y'all haven't yet, please go over and subscribe to the new channel that we have. We have a new YouTube channel purely based on court proceedings. So we've been streaming Brian Walsh. Brian Walsh is coming near an end. They will actually be closing arguments tomorrow. And we may actually, I think we'll cover closing arguments on tomorrow's show. So make sure y'all tune in for that. Also, we're going to be covering later on today on the Jury of Your Peers YouTube channel. We will be covering the Tyler Robinson hearing that's taking place today and this afternoon. So make sure y'all tune in for that. It's going to be a good time. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed over there. I think we're at, what are we at like now? Almost 70 subscribers. Thank y'all, man. First couple weeks of the platform, not too bad. So I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me double check and make sure we're good. All right, we're good to go. Let's get this first subject in here. Oh man, this is going to be an interesting one because we've been covering everything here when it comes to Commissioner Michael Cox and the fire he's been under for his conduct after and during the Karen Reed trial. Now, Commissioner Michael Cox, he lied live in 4K. We've watched it and reviewed it on this channel 100 times. He was asked about the Karen Reed trial. He said, I didn't know anything about Karen Reed. I didn't know what was going on with that case. And no, I didn't meet with Officer Dever. Well, then Alan Jackson, he came out and he filed a letter. He wrote a letter asking for Commissioner Michael Cox to be added to the Brady list because he straight up lied. Commissioner Michael Cox actually did meet with Officer Dever shortly after he found out that she was going to be involved in the Karen Reed trial. Not shortly after, but actually the next day. He got a letter from the FBI and the FBI said, hey, by the way, the person we were talking about when we were discussing the Karen Reed trial that you know nothing about, that was Officer Kelly Dever. He said, huh, interesting. Let me go ahead and make a meeting with her. What? And then Commissioner Cox in 4K denied that meeting happened, amongst other things. But what we're going to hear today actually has nothing to do with the Karen Reed trial. Commissioner Cox, as we mentioned in the last video we did on this, he is being sued and he's named in a lawsuit because he allegedly hid something, or he tried to protect a Boston police officer from being accused of participating in some type of misconduct. So that is what we've seen already. I want to give you guys a little refresher on that. And now we'll move into what's happening now. And Boston 25 is doing an investigation into how this is going to affect Commissioner Cox. Check this out.
Getting answers, uncovering the truth. Boston 25 News investigates.
Did a Boston police officer accused of lying get special treatment from the highest levels of the department? That's what a lawsuit obtained by 25 Investigates claims. Investigative reporter Ted Daniel has been working on the story for weeks, and as Ted explains, another Boston cop filed the lawsuit.
The suit was filed by veteran police captain Timothy Goggin. While working in the Internal Affairs Unit, Goggin determined a then rookie officer named Brian Augustine lied in a written report and an interview. Goggin's suit claims he was pressured to change his findings about Augustine years later. Brian Augustine has racked up quite the record since he was pinned as a police officer in 2018. 25 Investigates got his disciplinary history through a public records request. 13 internal affairs cases, 26 sustained violations. Among the allegations, drag racing and association with criminals.
Some of the violations here are minor, but some are pretty serious.
It's pretty pervasive.
Larry Smith is a former Massachusetts State Police investigator with a master's degree in law enforcement administration.
It starts within days of his graduation from the academy while he was on probation, and it seemed like it was pretty consistent throughout the next several years.
Augustine's first IA case is the subject of a lawsuit filed by Captain Timothy Goggin. Goggin and others determined that Augustine had been untruthful about a confrontation he had with a motorist in downtown Boston. Nearly 5 years later, and after he left the Internal Affairs Unit, Goggin alleges he got a call asking him to change his findings and remove any indication that Augustine lied. Goggin alleges he was told the request was made on behalf of Police Commissioner Michael Cox.
So that's where we are now. Commissioner Michael Cox under fire, asking him, hey, you don't need to bring that up. Do the right thing, right? Fast forwarding to now, Boston 25 News has some more updates on another incident and more incidents that Michael Cox might have been involved in. Check it.
Investigators wanted to know how many other internal affairs cases are being kicked down the road. Investigative reporter Ted Daniel found dozens.
Police departments are required to complete internal affairs investigations in 90 days, but there's no deadline on discipline. We discovered this while reporting on a Boston police officer recently punished for numerous complaints, including one from more than 7 years ago. Boston police suspended Officer Brian Augustine for 15 days without pay in September. It was a package deal. The suspension closed 7 different internal affairs cases on his disciplinary record. We checked. All but 2 of those cases were opened more than 5 years ago.
This also shows a trend that is not encouraging.
We reviewed the Post Commission's most recent public hearings.
Boston continues to be a bit of an outlier.
And found a familiar theme. Boston has 51 officers pending discipline, more than any law enforcement agency in the state. Cambridge has the second most with 5. State police have 2.
Boston is at the top consistently.
Enrique Zuniga is the executive director of the Post Commission.
Members of the public will also be able to access certain information about police officers, including their certification status.
Established in 2020 as a part of the state's criminal justice reform legislation, Post certifies officers and tracks their conduct.
Now, Post is who Alan Jackson wrote the letter to, and he actually somewhat CC'd the mayor on this as well. Post Commission came back to Alan Jackson and said, hey, listen, we understand that you want us to investigate and look into and get Commissioner Michael Cox on the Brady list, but that's not our area because Commissioner Michael Cox really isn't a police officer. That was confusing and concerning to a lot of us, especially since we watched and we reviewed and we saw his swearing in. It was weird. He's got a badge. Not sure what's going on there, but the Post Commission also said, thank you for bringing this to our attention. Maybe we'll update some things in the future. So that's who we're talking about when we're looking at the Post Commission.
Come to learn that after an investigation is completed, there could be a lengthy amount of time, a very long period of time before an officer receives their discipline.
How important is it that these cases don't linger for years?
Yeah, sometimes those administrative leaves are paid leaves, and so that's an officer off the street that's just sitting at home and getting paid. That's not good use of public resources.
The first complaint against Officer Brian Augustine was filed way back in May of 2018. Investigators determined he lied about a confrontation he had with a motorist from Lowell while he was off duty.
Did they ever contact you to say that the investigation was over?
By phone, the Lowell man told me he didn't understand why BPD waited more than 7 years to discipline Augustine. He says no one bothered to tell him the outcome.
This is not helping with trust when you're seeing all of these issues coming out.
Retired Boston police detective and former president of the Massachusetts Association of Minority Law Enforcement Officers, Larry Ellison, is among those with questions about BPD's handling of several high-profile cases. Same with Boston City Councilor Ed Flynn.
I think the council should look into this. Do I think the council will look into this? I don't think they will. I don't think they want to get involved in controversial issues.
Which is their job.
Zuniga says Boston has the second largest police department in the state, and there are legitimate reasons for postponing discipline. But he says timeliness is an issue that needs to be addressed.
We are contemplating updating regulations to address some of the things that you are alluding to. Timelines, how much it takes to impart discipline would be one of those things.
It took Boston Police 7 days to respond. By email, a spokesperson says Boston has the largest municipal police force in Mass, and the department is committed to fair investigations that protect the rights of all involved, adding, "We acknowledge that the length of time it takes to complete some cases is not in the best interest of the public or the officers involved, and we are committed to doing better. We have taken steps in this direction, utilizing the resources we have to be more innovative and efficient." We will follow up on that. For 25 Investigates, I'm Ted Daniel.
So basically they're saying, yeah, we're looking into it, like they said when they responded to Alan Jackson. Shout out to the Post Commission. There's only so much that they can do, because really it's up to the Boston Police Department to do the right thing, as they say. Now we've heard, shout out to Boston 25. They did follow up on that, and Ted Daniels has some more updates when it comes to this disciplinary action just being put on hold over there. It's crazy.
Recommendations for discipline for Boston police officers sitting for months. 25 Investigates found the independent office created to improve police transparency is investigating citizens' complaints against officers and making recommendations. But as 25 Investigates Carrie Calvin shows us, some believe the police commissioner is ignoring them.
It's really hard to hold police officers accountable.
Anne Marie Grant says she filed a complaint against a Boston police sergeant in 2023, and there still isn't any resolution to it. We first met Grant last fall, 2024. At that point, she'd been waiting a year for OPAT, or Boston's Office of Police Accountability and Transparency, to investigate a complaint she filed against the sergeant whom she claimed had bullied her nephew.
You walk down there, I'm going to put you in jail for the weekend.
This is cell phone video of the alleged incident. 25 Investigates isn't identifying the officer since the case is still pending. After our reporting last year, OPAT finally reviewed her case. And in November 2024, OPAT's Civilian Review Board recommended to Police Commissioner Michael Cox the sergeant face a 5 to 30-day suspension.
And what happened to that recommendation?
Nothing as far as I can tell. I've reached out to OPAT several times since the recommendation came out, asking him what the status was with Commissioner Cox.
25 Investigates found a pattern of delays when it comes to Boston police responding to OPAT's disciplinary recommendations. According to OPAT's most recent annual report, during fiscal year 25, the Civilian Review Board heard 19 cases. 8 were sustained, including 19 sustained allegations. In June, OPAT received responses from Commissioner Cox to 4 of the 8 sustained cases, referring all 4 to BPD's internal affairs to, quote, evaluate the CRB's findings and recommended discipline to determine whether the department concurs and whether any additional action is warranted.
People came to the OPAT office specifically to not go to internal affairs, and it seems like a roundabout and, quite frankly, not terribly respectful of the community's wishes.
Joshua Dankoff is a member of the OPAT Civilian Review Board. He says largely the recommendations they're making to the commissioner aren't being followed, and in some cases the board isn't getting any response to them at all.
The city council created this office out of an interest in having police accountability and transparency, and that shouldn't be undermined by slowing down the process.
25 Investigates requested an interview with Police Commissioner Michael Cox. We have not heard back. In September, OPAT's full civilian review board sent a letter to the commissioner about his alleged non-responsiveness. It said, in part, Boston cannot move forward with a police accountability system that is ignored by police leadership and employees.
You know what Michael Cox is going to say? Oh, I didn't see it. I never got... What? I don't even know anything about this request. It's sitting right on this desk. That's what he did in the past.
What is that message, do you think, to the community and to your board?
It's a concerning message that cases can sit for so long after they've been reviewed and investigated from the CRB side.
Cases like Grant's, who's been in the middle of Boston's police accountability process for more than 2 years.
He doesn't respect OPAT as a board. He doesn't respect the Boston community who wanted OPAT in place, and that it's just more smoke and mirrors for the community.
25 Investigates Kerry Kavanaugh reporting the Civilian Review Board also raised concern officers are not cooperating with their investigations. 2 hours before this report was set to first air, the Boston Police Department told 25 Investigates it has ongoing dialogue with OPAT. A written statement.
They said we're working on it.
And a spokesperson said in part, quote, the department has taken several steps to reduce backlogs and improve coordination. Moving forward, OPAT will receive written notice in every case explaining whether a CRB recommendation is adopted, modified, or not implemented, along with a clear explanation for the decision.
Yeah, I get they've got a lot going on, but this reminds me of what's happening right here in Fulton County with Rice Street. They've been given all this money. Sheriff Pat Labott has been given all this time, and they've had an opportunity to come up with a plan of how they're going to improve things. And Pat Labott hasn't even been able to come up with a plan to present to the Department of Justice, just to tell us how you're going to fix things. And they're like, we can't do it. I mean, are they that busy? It's one person, one group of people, get a group together and come up with the decision. And again, you have this opportunity to hold these officers accountable. Why isn't this moving forward? I don't know if we're going to see any change, but we still have to keep talking about this. And I'm glad that people are starting to hold the commissioner and Boston Police Department accountable. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments and in the chat. I mean, everywhere you go, police departments not doing this, not doing that. I mean, this man right here in Fulton County, Sheriff Labott, has millions upon millions of dollars, all of these resources, and you're able to come up with a plan at the request of the Department of Justice that says, hey, tell us how you're going to fix this jail. Can't even do it. It's frustrating to see, because I love our law enforcement. I appreciate the work that they do every day. It shouldn't be an issue, because there are a lot of good officers out there that are doing the right thing. And this looks bad on the entire department, if you ask me. Like, what is going on there? Shout out to y'all. Thank you to all 8,000 of you that are in the building. 1,300 of you liked the video. If y'all could, please make sure you like the video if you haven't yet. We're going to get into the spiciness now. I know a lot of y'all want to hear what's going on between Erica Kirk and Candace Owens. And boy, oh boy, I did not see this happening. If anything, Erica and everyone at Turning Point USA ignored what I have been saying. We'll go ahead and we'll talk about it here in a second. Make sure y'all like the video if you haven't yet. I don't know why Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA is choosing to go this route, but it's just going to make things worse. And honestly, it's starting to make me wonder if this is all just a ploy or a way to get more attention on what's going on at Turning Point. Because as we're going to hear from Candace Owens about Turning Point, they have made or been given, since they're a nonprofit, so much support and so much money since the death of Charlie Kirk. It's absolutely insane. So maybe we're reverse trolling here, because Erica Kirk absolutely went at Candace Owens and did not hold back on how she feels about Candace Owens and her asking of questions and how that feels to her, which is interesting. So I'm going to read this. Shout out to Lori for posting this on X. It's Erica Kirk has more anger and contempt for Candace Owens than she does for Tyler Robinson. Dang. Why couldn't she find the time between her TV appearances to just call Candace and discuss this privately? It's a bad look. And honestly, that's all Candace Owens has been asking for. We could have had this conversation I'm trying to have a conversation with you guys. Check this out from Erica.
Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode.
Dang.
Going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this. No.
Who's she talking about?
You know, I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this. Excuse my French.
Dang.
But this is not okay.
So you want to put these people back in the box where they've been creeping from?
I don't care what box you're in. But just know that your words are very powerful and we are human. My team are not machines and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. I have, you name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
Well, maybe because someone was executed. I mean, we all saw it. We were unfortunately made a part of this and it cost Charlie his life. So we can't just put the blinders on and pretend like nothing happened. Searching for the truth or wanting answers. This is what happens when there's an investigation or something happens. Let's say someone's spouse, not in this specific case, someone's spouse gets attacked in their home. The first person they're going to look at is the other spouse. They're going to see, was there a motive there? Was there a motive there? Did somebody in the house want them attacked? What was the relationship? So this is just the process that's happening on a public stage because this was a public execution and we want answers. So yes, you're going to hyperanalyze everything. You're going to look at every single person that was close to the person who lost their life, because if things don't add up, if the way you were behaving doesn't make sense, if you sent that person a text the night before that said, I hate you, I hope you get the beat out of you, it's going to look a little strange. Should that be safe for law enforcement? Maybe, possibly. But it's hard to unsee, as Erica said in her own words, what we all saw.
So sit in a corner and cry and be in fetal position. This is a duty to my husband and it's an absolute honor and I will never back down. And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
Yikes. Okay, so Erica's telling us to stop talking about it. Sorry, Erica, with all due respect, I'm sorry for your loss. That's not going to happen. We have a lot of questions that need to be answered, not only from Turning Point USA, not Erica Kirk, in my opinion. I don't think Erica Kirk was involved in the way a lot of people are alleging, not from the evidence that I'm seeing, but with a lot of people surrounding Charlie Kirk. And of course, you know, Candace Owens had to talk about it. What did she say? And we're going to hear her words on her live stream because Candace Owens, y'all know she's not going to take this lying down. She said, it is positively absurd, an absurd notion that you cannot critique a $150 million organization because the CEO says they are like family and are grieving. It is the exact same emotional strategy deployed by BLM in the wake of George Floyd's death. When I called out their shady financial dealings, it's the same thing with COVID, when people were getting shamed for asking questions. And if you didn't take the vaccine, you were the worst person in the entire world and you were killing people by not taking the COVID-19 vaccine. Can I say COVID-19 now? I don't know. She said, in the exact same emotional strategy employed by BLM in the wake of George Floyd's death, when I called out their shady financial dealings, turned out Candace was right about that. I rejected it then, and I wholly reject it now. Sorry. She also says, I'm starting to think I have a learning disability because it's been years and I cannot learn to be like these hypocrites in politics who can call out David Hogg and BLM for using tragedy to shut down inquiry, but now they think I'm evil when it comes to Turning Point USA. Let's go ahead and hear from Candace Owens herself. Y'all get ready. This is it's about to get wild.
Look, I have been very patient. I do tend to focus on the evidence that's in front of us. Obviously, asking questions when we come up across something that someone has said and it doesn't add up, or if they lied, create a list. And you guys were coming after me because I was saying, look, we can write into our imaginations how Erica is thinking or how she's feeling or what she should be wearing, but she hasn't actually said anything yet, right? That was my stance. She hasn't actually said anything yet. Give her a chance, okay? And now she is making the rounds in the press because Charlie's book, his posthumous book, is coming out about the Sabbath, and she's speaking about the quote-unquote conspiracies as she sits down with a lot of these news anchors. So first and foremost, she's sitting down here with Harris Faulkner, and I just want to show you a couple of clips from this sit-down, which is now trending. And she begins by addressing the question, which has been in the air, regarding where Charlie Kirk is buried. That question resurfaced this week in a big way because Milo Yiannopoulos and a few others have asserted with absolute certainty that Charlie has not yet been buried. That's what they're saying. They say they have proof of that. And at first, Harris Faulkner is asking about that claim. Take a listen.
Talk to me about this part of the conspiracies that are out there, this disturbing part that people are trying to guess where Charlie is.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing?
Oh, man.
Everything was public. We will be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world to see, and it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying? One thing. This is my husband. Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that, but this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing left that is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my babies, and to my parents. One thing.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so on its face, I actually agree with that. I think that when people are being buried and where they're being buried and how their funerals are done, that is very private matter, okay? So objectively, I agree with what she's saying, okay? But subjectively, because we are dealing with the subject of Erica Kirk and what transpired immediately following Charlie's assassination, this is going to be read as Meghan Markle syndrome, okay? Meghan Markle syndrome, where you want privacy when you want it, but you want publicity whenever you want it, and that just doesn't work, okay?
Okay, now when Candace said this, at first I agreed. I disagreed with her. I said, hold on a second now. It's not her fault that this man was murdered live in 4K. It's not her fault that Charlie Kirk was a public figure and that what happened to him was going to affect a lot of people. So yeah, give her privacy, leave her alone, and let her have this one. Well, Candace is going to go on to explain her point, and it's going to be a good point.
It doesn't work that way. I honestly think it was said best by Bethany Frankel, not related to this situation. Bethany Frankel is on Real Housewives, a reality show. And she was referring to one of the housewives who lived her life very publicly, showcased her marriage, was buying tons of Louis Vuitton bags, and they had tons of money. And then when the relationship soured, the housewife basically asked the public for privacy. And Bethany was like, no, this isn't how it works. Like, we were riding with you on the way up. We're riding with you on the way out. You don't get to like pick and choose when you want privacy and when you don't want privacy. And subjectively, as it, in the matter of Erica Kirk, this is the same person who had somebody record her over Charlie Kirk's casket. That was not our business. Truly.
It wasn't. And it was weird. We're going to see the video here in a second. I absolutely hated that video. I honestly didn't watch the whole thing. When I saw what it was, I clicked for a couple of seconds to see. So strange. Erica Kirk standing over Charlie Kirk's lifeless body, crying, saying that she loved him. The camera, someone holding the camera. That crossed the line, in my opinion, and it's weird.
And I can say that decision was made by her, and there is, some credence to the claim that everybody grieves differently. I wouldn't even record myself over a casket ever, okay? Some people maybe perhaps want to have that memory, but the decision to publish that, you crying over your husband's casket, and to publish his dead body on Instagram was a decision that was made by Erica, and we can watch that. Take a look.
I love you. This is so weird.
I love you. I love you. I know. I love you. I love you. I love you. God bless you.
Guys. Even if you're team Erica, even if you're team Turning Point, there is no part of grieving that I've seen or studied that says, hey, we're going to record me crying and touching my husband's body, a very private moment, his dead body, and post it on the internet. Like, and oh man, I don't know if I'm going to say this. This somewhat set, in my opinion, the precedent for how Turning Point was going to move, are going to act moving forward. Because if Erica Kirk was willing to post that very private, intimate moment, for what purpose, I have no idea. I'm sure she could explain why she posted that. And then it makes sense of why Turning Point is moving the way it's moving now. We talked about it in the previous video. Turning Point posting and hosting a live stream on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel when it's not Charlie Kirk, and saying, hey guys, we're going to talk about this subject and ask the question, how would Charlie react to this? It's weird. Posting a video of you having an intimate moment, saying goodbye to your husband, and posting on the internet, you crying, it's weird. Live streaming on a dead man's channel, it's weird. Putting a dead man and essentially propping him up so people will come and view things on the internet is weird. Candace she's right on this one.
That is an incredibly personal and an incredibly intimate moment that you invited the public into, okay? There was no reason to do that outside of wanting to share something that was very private with the public. Insane. And now you fast forward 3 months removed, and it's why does the public want to know where he's buried? It doesn't work like that. You have to make a decision. I want this always to be private, or I want this always to be public. That's my personal feedback there. Later on in this same interview, she launches into a strong defense of Turning Point USA employees who have, just as a matter of fact, told many lies, many inconsistencies. These are verifiable. So they are currently lying to the public, or they have lied to the public, but she is going to deliver quite an impassioned defense regarding these particular individuals and the organization as a whole. And I want you to hear her passion. Take a listen.
Okay, we're going to get into this in a second and in the next video. I want to know what y'all think about this. Everything that's been said so far by Erica Kirk and Candace Owens. Which side do you fall on? Or do you not care? I know a lot of y'all don't even care. Understandably so. Because at this point, we're so past Charlie Kirk and continuing his legacy and honoring Charlie Kirk. And it's about the truth versus the lie. Who's telling the truth? Who's lying? I want to know what y'all think about this in the comments and in the chat. We're going to get into the rest of this. Shout out to the gang in here. It's weird to me. It is very weird. Shout out to a couple super chats in here. I appreciate you. We've got Jane Q Public is in the building with the 10 bomb. That profile picture is amazing. It says, who killed Charlie Kirk is the return of who killed JR. Yes. Yes. I'm surprised all of them are not selling secret decoder rings. They are all worse than soap opera actors. We deserve better psyops, and the people see it. And this is why I keep saying This is why I keep saying, Candace, you cannot put yourself in any position to no longer be with us. Let's just say it that way. Candace Owens needs to protect herself. She needs to protect the work that she's doing, because if, let's say, Candace Owens got on a rocket ship today and went to Mars, we'll just say it that way, and she stopped making content, there's no more Candace Owens content. That's it. Nobody else is picking up this mantle. No one else had the knowledge that she has. No one else was close enough to Charlie Kirk. No one else has the resources. No one else has the will. No one else has, this is a family show. Let's be honest. No one else has the balls to do this. People don't care about the truth. They care about living their lives. They care about protecting themselves. They care about being able to do what they want to do and having freedom. Candace Owens has to be protected at all costs until we find out the truth, and then we can let it go. Yes, they have abused and grape that man's dead body and public image. I don't mind them continuing his channel. I mean, I guess that's a matter of opinion. To me, it is strange. At least one to wonder, maybe no grave because he was never, oh man, I don't want to go down that route. Maybe he was never killed. No one knows what's real after the casket video. Is he really even dead? Does he even look like a real body? I need to challenge Candace Owens on this. I don't know if she's watching, but she may see this. Candace, it should have been, and it seems possible to get video, film, information from somebody who was at the hospital. I know Candace Owens has looked into it, but somebody at the hospital would have either seen Charlie Kirk coming in. There would be video surveillance of them taking Charlie Kirk out of the vehicle. I don't want to go down that route because what we saw looks crazy. But again, even with all of the stories surrounding the shot that Charlie Kirk took, we knew, and me and Amy talked about this and have talked about it at length, that there's no way the bullet that they're saying hit Charlie Kirk was the actual bullet. That's not a 30-06. There's no way. It's impossible. So much. This doesn't make sense, man. Why? Why are we here? Erica is I can't read this out loud. He's walking around with Elvis. Really? Why? I don't know why. Too many people were there saying they still have PTSD from seeing him shot. I can't imagine. No, I'm just saying hot video from them. Can we get video of the vehicle arriving? We know the route they took to get there. A hospital, there's got to be something else there, something across the street we can get the video from to see them pulling up to the hospital. I don't want to see the video of him on the operating table, but take him through the door, take him up to the room. Maybe we'll see it during the investigation. I don't know, but he's saying video, so proof that he was really shot. Yeah. Why would they fake his death? Why? I don't think they faked his death. If they did an excellent job, in my opinion. I wasn't even going to split this into two videos, but we got to do another segment on this because let me rewind this. Erica Kirk is about to get into it. So with this back and forth between Erica Kirk and Candace Owens, as we heard in the previous video, Erica Kirk has had enough. She's tired of it. And she says anyone who's out there going against her, talking about her family, anyone that's out there asking questions or making money from looking into the truth and talking about what they believe to be the truth and is sharing information on what they're hearing is wrong and they're evil and they need to stop. We've heard that, right? Candace Owens is going to respond here and give you guys some insight into how this statement is, I want to say somewhat hypocritical, but completely and entirely hypocritical in my opinion. Check it out. I'll leave a link to the full live stream from Candace Owens in the description for you guys.
Many inconsistencies, these are verifiable. So they are currently lying to the public, or they have lied to the public, but she is going to deliver quite an impassioned defense regarding these particular individuals and the organization as a whole. And I want you to hear her passion. Take a listen.
What are they taking from you right now?
Nothing. But I will tell you what they are doing. It reminds me so much of chapter 6 in the book of Nehemiah. He is building a wall, and the townspeople are at the base of that hill saying, Nehemiah, calling him all these names, saying all these things, come on down. Every single time he had the same message 4 times in a row. I cannot come down. I am busy building. That is how I feel. I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the handpicked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought these people are human. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband.
They send it to the authorities that are clearly not telling the truth. Yikes.
For myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
I'm with Candace on this. Erica. Well, now we're going to mention the money part. I've said this before. I've said this earlier. I've said this multiple times. Candace has been doing this. Whether it was Jeffrey Epstein, whether it was Bridget, whether it was Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens has been doing this. And she's made it clear that there's a special place in her heart for this specific case, this specific truth, because this was her friend. So to shame her for doing her job, doing what she built a platform doing, and specifically when it comes to her friend, again, it's starting to feel really weird, starting to feel really strange. I can understand Erica Kirk being sick of hearing about it, being sick of seeing Candace Owens' viral live streams that are getting 2 million views a day in less than 24 hours, 2 million plus views. I get it. This is what she does. This is her job. This was her friend. Something's missing according to Candace, and she's going to find out what it is. You want to say that was Erica Kirk's husband? Well, that was Candace Owens' friend. But I guess we can dismiss that, right?
I'm sorry, but that whole thing right there is frustrating. And I'm going to explain to you why I just do not accept any of that. First and foremost, the idea that she does not have time. Okay, she definitely has time, okay? She's done Hannity, she's done The Five, she's done Fox and Friends, she's done Outnumbered, she's done Megyn Kelly Live, she sat down with the New York Times. She made time, by the way, in case you don't remember, to fly to DC for Sergio Gore to be sworn into the ambassador to India, as the ambassador to India, which feels kind of obscure and not necessarily related to Turning Point USA affairs, building affairs, or whatever it is. But sure, that's fine. I mean, obviously, you're also allowed to be a person if that's the homie and that's what you want to do, sure. But we are indeed speaking about a coast-to-coast flight to stand up next to somebody and basically say, Charlie loved you. That was like the, 15-second speech that she gave, right? Here's actually, we have a clip of that speech that she gave.
Well, he was also very good friends with a guy named Charlie. We just knew him as Charlie. And his wife, who we love so much, is here with us. And maybe, you know how close they were together. Maybe, Erica, you could say a couple of words, please.
I'm honored to, sir. Charlie loved you. It's hard not to get emotional because I know that he would have been the first phone call when he found out that you were going to be taking this position. And the way that I was able to witness the two of you work together for years and to champion and support the president was absolutely humbling to witness, and I am so proud of you. And Charlie is going to be with you every single day in spirit, and I will be praying for you every day because I know that this is just the beginning of an incredible opportunity for you. And sir, thank you for allowing Sergio to have this beautiful moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dorothy.
That's just an ambassador to India swearing in ceremony. Again, if that's your friend and you want to be there, that makes sense. She's also a person, and she can decide what she wants to do there. But the point that I'm making is that's a coastal flight that she made to be there to watch a paper get signed. She has also made time for an upcoming CBS News town hall sit down with Barry Weiss, which was filmed today. So Erica Kirk has time. She has time. It is just what she means to say, not her priority, which is you are allowed to prioritize things in your own life. But this is not a matter of time constraint. It is not her priority to respond to the majority, actually. The majority of people think of this as BS. The majority of people think Turning Point is acting suspicious. And she does not feel that it is what she wants to do as a matter of priority, responding. Okay, that's fine. Now, to that point that people are making hundreds and thousands of dollars, I just don't get how there's not someone on this very large PR team, as we're seeing these PR campaigns go out, that doesn't go, hey, maybe we should strike that. They made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish. Oh, and we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night. So since Charlie has died, that organization has taken in $140 million. But gosh darn you people that are making hundreds of dollars every day on YouTube talking about Charlie Kirk's assassination and the BS narrative that is being fed and the very obvious psychological operation that is being employed to make you accept the BS that they are trying to sell to us. Gosh darn you. Did you make $1,000 today? Speaking about Charlie Kirk? Well, you should be ashamed of yourself, says Turning Point USA, who in large part made that money because of those very people who gave to the organization immediately following Charlie Kirk's assassination. And the thing that is especially absurd about that is trying to almost like, I want to be clear that Turning Point USA is my family. The Charlie Kirk show is my family. She's just expanding the wings of people that we're not allowed to critique because they're in the family. If you call them fam, you can't critique them, right? Oh, I'm sorry. We actually are showing a clip of Rob McCoy defending a pedophile or trying to launder the reputation of that's fam. That's the CK show fam. Oh, I'm sorry. We are actually pointing to the fact that we know for certain that this person in your organization is a sexual deviant. That's fam. Don't you get me upset. I know that this is a now $150 million in the last 3 month organization and we employ tons of people, but you can't critique. You can't critique the fam. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to be very clear here. This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievably emotional response that is absent of any logic, okay? If you really care about your team, answer the questions, okay? Just demystify the entire event. Come out, sit down, answer the questions so people don't think Turning Point USA looks so suspicious. Don't try to mom the organization and say, well, mother's upset because people are coming after her kids and all of this multi-million-dollar subsidiaries. That's my children, okay? The multi-million-dollar subsidiaries, Turning Point, like Turning Point Action, all that, those are my kids, so you can't critique them. Not a good idea. Okay, it may work in PR world. You guys, I know how it's an obvious PR campaign. It's never been more obvious of a psychological operation. I actually wish they would put me on payroll so I could help them make these things look more organic than having every single person that has been telling us to stop asking questions all make the exact same video within 4 seconds of each other being like, whoa, Erica Kirk shuts down. No, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion. She said, I'm a mother, I am a wife, and we never asked about whether she was mother or wife. We want to know if she is a CEO and a chairman. And a CEO and a chairman has to compartmentalize. A CEO and a chairman cannot respond to valid questions and critiques about finances, about shady actions that are being taken by people that require presidential pardons, People that are meaningfully asking why we are not getting a clear answer of what took place on September 10th. A CEO, okay, does not get to respond and say, that's my family. Okay, that's the energy of what I would expect from a mother speaking to a teacher, which I was this mom. Like, that's my kid. Okay. And I'll shut this down right now. That's my child. This is not a child. Turning Point USA is an organization. And Erica already had an uphill battle to climb, like that she had to climb this because, by the way, just because if this was Goldman Sachs and the president of Goldman Sachs or managing director over at Goldman Sachs died in a horrifically violent way, the Goldman Sachs family might mourn for a couple of months, but they would have instantly had someone to replace that individual. And beyond that, they would have never accepted the public and the people that are investing money. They would have never accepted, well, he's gone, but here's his wife. Exactly. She already had a hill to climb here, right? Like, this does not make you qualified because you love someone to take on their job. I am not qualified to do what my husband does. That's why I said I wouldn't want to be the CEO and the chairman of a company. Actually, there's a great clip of Jordan Peterson asking that very question, like, why do women want to be? Like, why would you want to have? It's actually a lot of work and it's very stressful and it's a lot of numbers and you're crunching numbers and you have to be everywhere, okay? If you want that, great. If you built the company and you're in the room like Charlie Kirk did and you have proven to the public, like, hey, I built this company, I didn't even go to college and I've been doing this for over a decade as Charlie Kirk did, you've earned that street cred, okay? So she already had a hill to climb because now they're saying, well, this is his wife. And so, you know, that's it. Well, now you're gonna have to prove that you have the ability to be a CEO and a chairman and not just a wife who we expect emotion from. And you're rightful in that capacity. You are rightful to have emotion. You are rightful to be the aggrieved widow, but you don't get to just be widowed into the position of chairman and CEO. You don't get to respond to, well, in this case, investors, donors who have given money and are asking meaningful questions with, no, you don't get replies right now because this is the Charlie Kirk show, fam. Doesn't work this way, okay? And the broader point removed from Erica, which a lot of these mockingbird influencers seem to be making, is essentially they're saying to us that scientific inquiry and investigation in and of itself is now patently wrong, right? Essentially, we should just trust the state. Don't believe your own instincts. Don't believe your own eyes. Don't ask any questions. No, and I really want to stress to you guys how utterly ridiculous that logic is, right? Because if we follow that logic in any other situation, there would never be a crime solved ever. Okay, if we just ascribe to the idea that scientific investigation is on its face wrong, it would not work. I'll give you a crappy analogy here, but imagine if there's like some young mother and she dies suddenly in the middle of the night, presumably in the middle of the night, and her husband is the first one to report it in the morning, and the cops show up who happen to be his buddies. They get there, and then they dramatically close the case in 48 hours, and neighbors are like, wait a minute. Excuse me, officers, actually, you might want to know some other facts here about this guy. Like, you know, he's in the mafia. These people would be like, how dare you question the people closest to, he loved her, that's his wife. Being a gang member is not evidence. Why are you saying he's a gang member? It's not evidence. And you get another nosy neighbor who produces evidence that in the middle of the night before she died, they saw the guy outside, the husband outside, removing cameras in the front yard. That's not evidence. Yeah, but I saw him go out in the middle. He put something in his car in the trunk. He was looking shady. That's not evidence. How dare you find that to be suspicious? More nosy neighbors start discussing, and they were like, hey, we heard them. They were having actually a heated argument before she was found dead. I think it was about money. All of a sudden, the next thing you know, you got Allie Stuckey from the HOA. She blasts out an email and she says, it's unbiblical. It's unbiblical to gossip. Hearing an argument is not hard evidence. You have no right to discuss it. Yeah, we're the nosy neighbors, okay? We put together a list of 20 verifiable lies that have been told in the weeks following this sudden death event. And we have some questions. So we're not going to accept Tim Pool jumping on the airwaves with big estrogen energy telling us we're evil because we have like school board elections next Thursday. We're the nosy neighbors. We don't care about the elections coming up. We want to know whether or not we are in bed with people who are capable of murder, people that are capable of covering up murders. Actually, we, the nosy neighbors, feel a little bit less safe in this neighborhood until we know whether or not there are some psychopathic killers in our midst. How about that?
Shout out to Candace up there cooking. And listen, I'm going to leave you guys with something that Charlie Kirk said himself and why this whole situation is getting strange. Again, as I mentioned in the chat, And I mentioned to you all, this isn't just some YouTuber. Candace Owens, she's been doing this. She's been reporting, searching for the facts, trying to find the truth. And that's something that Charlie Kirk built his platform on as well. What did Charlie Kirk say when it comes to asking questions?
Because I learned during COVID. I learned when they told us that it came from a bat in the Himalayas. I learned when they told us the vaccine was safe and effective. I learned when they told us that ivermectin was horse paste, that you better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free.
Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments and in the chat. It's getting heated in here. We're starting to see who's on whose side. Oh, man. We're starting to see it in the chat. Some of y'all, oh, man. Disappointing. Some of y'all, others of you, it's not a surprise. Charlie Kirk's family did not go to the memorial. Multiple assassins are after Candace Owens, but she is willing to travel for Turning Point USA live stream. She is traveling right now. Drive by at pools. Come on, feeling hoodwinked. She offered to meet them in person a different day or on Zoom. In person. I mean, I can go back and try and find when she initially said it. And I know she said it on X. She said that day doesn't work. And if you guys hadn't just given me 24 hours to say either meet this day or it's not happening. Again, y'all have to, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Just think about this from a purely logistical standpoint. Blake Neff didn't just decide the day he told Candace Owens that they were going to do this on the 15th. He didn't call Erica Kirk that morning and say, Erica, you think the 15th is going to work? Let's do it at 15th. Okay, I'm gonna go on live right now and talk about it. God, come on, y'all. They couldn't have reached out. They couldn't have said, here's what we're going to do. They had to go drop the video on the live stream, not invite Candace individually. They didn't even at her on X. We can go back and look at it. And just said, and Blake Neff said himself, yeah, we didn't go directly to Candace Owens, but I knew she would find it somehow. Come on, y'all. We are not, y'all are smarter than this. Y'all are smarter than this. You have to see what's happening here. I'm going to go back and find it. It wasn't that long ago. Blakeness of, yeah, we didn't give her a formal invitation because she's not a guest. Like, this is so, we can't let them be this disingenuous, man. It means we agree to disagree in here. Yeah. We don't call each other narrow-minded because we disagree. We are adults. Yeah, exactly. The whole scheduling thing from Turning Point was so immature. I mean, we need to come up. I'm surprised someone hasn't done a timeline of what went down. So we can try and figure it out. Because, again, Candace Owens made a great point with this, is that I don't know who's in charge of Turning Point's PR, but this just all looks really weird. Okay, so this is where Blake Neff was going off. And he said this on December 3rd. This is the whole 7-minute video of him saying, Candace lied about this, Candace lied about this, Candace lied about that, Candace lied about this. Right, we heard this video.
Important. Something very important.
I'm not going to play the whole thing.
For the past 2.5 months, there is a...
So he dropped this video on December 3rd. Didn't say anything to Candace Owens. Didn't send her an email. Didn't at Candace Owens. They just put this out. And according to Blake Neff, Erica Kirk has been involved in everything. So he did not just email or text Erica and be like, hey, can we do this? No, they put this whole show together and planned this. They planned the 15th. They knew it was going to happen. And Erica Kirk was a part of that. Blake Neff said that, not me. And then he says, for the past 3 months, we've received a flood of questions about Candace Owens and her claims attacking Charlie's closest friends. For 3 months, we preferred to remain silent, but the attacks have not stopped. Today, I delivered this response. Let me fast forward to the end where he says he gives this BS invitation.
Family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly.
Please.
If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court. Our motivation for doing this is not out of any obligation.
Listen to the wording. Listen to the wording here. If she's available. They had no intentions of Candace Owens being there. They didn't say we want Candace to come. We're going to make this happen so we can have Candace Owens there. He said, hey, this is what we're doing. If you want to stop by, you can stop by. Like, this was never an invitation to Candace Owens.
Where we address in a clear and comprehensive, have heard from ordinary people, people will never be equal to complacency or approval. Still, we decided Charlie would not allow this to go on. Charlie was not a coward. Charlie was a fighter. Charlie would not allow someone to spread lies about the people closest to him with impunity. And he would feel ashamed if other people were stepping up to defend his friends while he never did so himself. Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and
playing games already in the near future. They knew when they were going to do it.
Comprehensive way, the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly.
We plan.
If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in.
Hey, Candace, if you can make it, come on down. Otherwise, I don't give a F. Then Blake said this. This was later that night. As if, oh, hey, we got together and just planned it. BS. The live stream we announced on the show on Wednesday has been set. December, man, at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time on Monday, December 15th, a collection of Charlie Kirk's friends will respond to statements made by Candace Owens. Oh, then he outs. Nice. Oh, that's so cute. Can you guys not see? I know you guys can see this. He posted this video and did not at Candace Owens here. Something simple. He didn't even have to invite her. He didn't at Candace Owens here. He just said Candace Owens. And then in this one, oh, how convenient. Did someone tap him on the shoulder? Hey, Blake, just make sure you at Candace Owens. At 4 p.m., a collection of Charlie Kirk's friends will respond to statements made by real Candace Owens to set the record straight once and for all prior to the opening of America Fest. We will be live streaming from Charlie Phoenix studio. Our offer from yesterday holds. If Candace wishes to join, oh, so now it's if she wants to join, not if she's available. If she wishes to join us in person in Phoenix, she is welcome to do so. She can let us know by the end of the day. Man. And Candace, of course, responded to this. Let me find where she responded to this. And we watched the videos of her responding to this on December 3rd and 4th. This was a back and forth that Candace had with Blake. Somebody says, I'm surprised at some of y'all. Candace says, kind of weird how you didn't email or call me about the times or availability and chose to instead tweet this confirmation out at midnight. Why am I learning about this on X? Y'all are still, why is it so quiet in here now? Where's Nosy Rosie at? Are you defending this? Why am I learning about this on X? December 15th doesn't work in person at 2 p.m. It is also the literal time. What's up, Voice of Reason? I do my podcast live every day, which they know. But listen to this part. Y'all got to stop. I'm not going to let y'all do this. But we will happily cancel the daily podcast, the podcast that Erica Kirk said she makes thousands and thousands of dollars off of, and join you guys virtually instead for the live stream on the 15th. If that works on your end, let's lock it in. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Why are we arguing about this? Jeez, man. Shout out to Jane Q Public with the 5 on says, at the end of the day, I'm so thankful for ClassE for giving us normies a platform to talk about it. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for the support. No one else respects us enough to do that. Thank you for being here. Your person disrespecting Amy and said that unless you address them personally, we're not going to stop. Oh, well, get them out of here. Who's disrespecting? Who's disrespecting Amy? Y'all better not be in here disrespecting Amy. That is how your husband makes money. Who's disrespecting Amy? Just get him out of here. One of the mods, whoever is being disrespectful, get them out of here. Why are they still talking if they're disrespecting Amy or anybody? Y'all, hey, let's keep it light in here. Relax. Candace Owens said, kind of weird, didn't have email. And then Blake responded saying this. Oh, also, Candace said, we'll also add that I'm happy to jump on Charlie's show any day before then virtually as well. So she even said she could do it before that. I was serious when I said I could do it today even. Virtually, I can make happen pretty much any place, anytime. Because it's easier to move things around with the kids and find a sub for my morning homeschooling. Excuse me. So Candace said that. Then Blake said, oh, well. Hold on a second. I gotta sneeze again. Blake said, yesterday we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to the allegations and accusations you have made. He said, we heard the video. He said in the near future, who knows what the heck that means. We heard the video. He said in the near future, you knew, Blake, you knew what time, and let somebody at Turning Point leak the email where they planned this. Erica Kirk and Blake Neff planned this 3 weeks ago. Can somebody leak at Turning Point? Please leak that. Somebody in the Turning Point IT department. Y'all go ahead, do the right thing. Because this is such BS. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to the allegations and accusations you have made. We decided that the response will be delivered during a live stream on December 5th. Yeah, y'all decided that 3 weeks ago, dude. Come on. Come on, man. Thank you for your response and letting us know you will not be joining us in person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. Come on, man. And then someone says, wow, I knew you'd pull something like this, and here it is. And I told you guys this. Go back and look at the receipts. We talked about this as soon as it dropped. One of the first people to cover this on YouTube. And I said, if this happens, it's going to be crazy. But guys, I don't think it's going to happen. I didn't know this is why it wasn't going to happen. His Turning Point is just looking crazy right now. Crazy, emotional, out of line, which is why Candace Owens took the shots at Erica for this. It's embarrassing. Everyone, including you, knows that's not how you book a guest on the show. You are supposed to contact them and find a mutually agreeable date and time. You don't publicly announce the date before it's confirmed. It's transparently obvious what you're doing here, but you're all shady as F, including the pastors you're associated with. Nice ratio, by the way. He says, of course, it's not how you book a guest. We're not booking a guest. This is Candace Owens. I would never. I'm Blake Neff. Call Candace Owens, please. She'll see it. She'll see it somehow. We're not booking a guest and never said we were. We are delivering a response to several months of escalating harassment and lies. She was given the opportunity to join and decline. How can y'all put this on Candace Owens? This is the most gaslighting we've ever seen. Y'all ladies, y'all love using the term gaslighting. Narcissist. Stop, man. Come on. Shame on y'all. Shame on every single one of y'all in the chat defending this. This is gaslighting to the 1000th degree. She was given the opportunity to join and declined. Where? And also, I know a lot of people are going on about what Erica said about, or what Candace Owens said about women. And this is why people don't like women's leadership, or they question women's leadership because they do emotional things. Think of how bad this makes Turning Point look, no matter how you look at it. Because either one, Erica Kirk, or because this came from her, right? Because either one, Erica Kirk is lying and Blake Neff is lying, and they didn't just randomly on that Wednesday come up with the date of the 15th, and they responded emotionally, and they responded out of haste because they just got sick of hearing Candace Owens, or they lied and they've been planning this for weeks and purposely did not invite Candace Owens, knowing they were going to do this. Either way, it doesn't look good for Turning Point USA. So whether they did this intentionally and now they're gaslighting the entire internet, which is a stupid thing to do, saying, oh, she declined. Where? Where? It doesn't make any sense, man. I can't believe some of y'all are defending this. And then, of course, Candace says, you literally said we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream, which you were clear your team would be streaming from your studio in Phoenix at the date, and that had not been decided. If it comes out they had already been talking about this and then say something to Candace Owens, it's going to look bad. You never said she must be in person for the stream and she must respond within 24 hours after we choose this date and time. Let's see if Candace is right, because y'all be saying Candace is lying on this. Let's see. What did he actually say?
The claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly.
What's up, Julie?
If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix.
In that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. He didn't say if she can't be in person, it's not going to happen. Psst. There is nothing sincere about what you did following that announcement, and you deserve the ratio you're getting. Frankly, nothing has felt sincere about the organization since Charlie passed. CPE said, CPE's trying to trigger me again. I'm totally defending this. Not really. Shout out to my guy, CPE. Candace is right, man. Why can y'all not say Candace is right? And then, of course, when they respond, I love this picture that's going around. Andrew Colvett appearing virtually as they're telling Candace Owens, oh, well, she said she wasn't going to show up in person, so she can't be there. Y'all can't. Please stop, man. We can't do this. I can't. I'm so disappointed in some of y'all, man. Dang, Charlie.
Because I learned during COVID. I learned when they told us that it came from a bat in the Himalayas. I learned when they told us the vaccine was safe and effective. I learned when they told us that ivermectin was horse paste, that you better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Thank you.
And they said, no, you can't come in person. Where's that stupid video of Andrew and Blake Neff? I got to find that too. I think I have it in my bookmarks. Since we're on Candace Owens right now. What's good, FFS? How are y'all? Are y'all still defending this? Where's Nosy Rosie at? I got smoke for you. What Nosy Rosie say? Oh, y'all are talking about, is that disrespectful person gone? I didn't see it, y'all. I'm trying to do a show. I hate typing on the phone. I can't see now. I get a car sick. You better not be typing and driving. Shout out to FFS and everybody who's in here. Yeah, y'all can have different opinions. Just be respectful. Imagine if children started going to school saying, I'm doing my homework because I don't feel like it and I don't need to explain. How would that work out? No, it's like, yeah, and allegedly her husband's birthday's on that day. Come on, man. We're disappointed in you. I don't care. I read y'all still haven't. Y'all keep avoiding the question. You keep avoiding the points that we're making here. Is it not clear to y'all? Y'all hear gaslighting thrown around. Is it not clear to you by this scene of events, this timeline we just went through, that they had no intention of Candace Owens showing up? And like I said, when I first heard this BS invitation from Blake Neff, and like I'm saying now, if Candace Owens were like, I'll be there, I'll show up, I don't even know if it would have happened then. Now, she has said that she is going to do her best to make it happen. She says, if Erica's going to be there, I'm going to be there. Is Erica going to be there? Because now, Blake, you brought up Erica. What did Blake say? Oh, well, everything I've been saying has come straight from Erica Kirk. And Candace said, oh, really? Oh, come here. Come on, Erica, let's talk. And now you throwing shots at me on Fox and Friends? Let's have a conversation. If Erica is there, trust you and me. I will find a way. I'm gonna have to talk to George and be like, George, this might be the end because I'm gonna go up there and have some words with Erica Kirk. Man, it's just, and again, I think the drama is interesting, but at the end of the day, Charlie Kirk, he's gone. And this man was murdered live in 4K. And continuing to ask questions, continuing to do an investigation and figure out why things aren't adding up and what actually happened to this man and who was behind it. It's just, it makes sense. I want someone to do that for me. And those of you who are saying that Candace said that she would stop if Erica told her to stop, can somebody send me that video? Why would Candace work around their schedule? Who died and made them God? And the defensiveness by Turning Point is weird as well. They could have shut this down. I gave them the whole script. They could have easily shut this down the first day Candace Owens started making a video about the people at Turning Point. Like, listen, guys, we know how these things go. When someone is executed and murdered in this way on live, people have a lot of questions. We're working with the law enforcement. You guys do what you have to do. Please try and respect our family and Turning Point during this time. As the investigation goes on, we'll have more information. We're working with local authorities, and we know everything's going to be under a microscope. Just be patient. Let the courts handle this while we grieve Charlie Kirk and continue his legacy. That's it, man. What are we doing? Now we're setting up meetings. We have a boxing match between Candace Owens and Turning Point. What are we doing here, man? Shout out to Amy with the cake, man. The cakiest cake that ever cake. Reminding me, it is almost time for lunch. Man, we were not supposed to be on Candace Owens and freaking Turning Point USA this long. But I'm disappointed about Erica speaking to Candace publicly like that instead of picking up her phone. From what I've seen from Candace Owens and what she stated, I don't think that she just popped up and started saying, Turning Point, Turning Point, Turning Point, Turning Point. What happened was they opened the door. Candace saw the video. She reacted to it. She says, what is going on? How is this? The shooting doesn't make sense. What's going on here? And then people started showing videos. Turning Point said, no, guys, you're blind. What you're seeing isn't real. That's not right. And Candace Owens said, oh, wait, we weren't even talking about y'all. Why are you guys commenting on this? Let me see what's over here. Frank Turk, were you on the phone? Were you recording? I said, no, I was on the phone with my son. Oh, okay. Mikey, why'd you just walk off after Charlie was shot? Charlie told me to. Okay. His security team, what was going on there? Who was on the security team? The security guy from Turning Point USA security team does a 30+ minute interview talking about what went down. Bad. Wrong. This was handled horribly by Turning Point USA. You kept feeding the beast. So I do not feel bad for you and your $150 million in the past 3 months. I hate that Charlie Kirk was lost, and I did not want to see that, and to see him and what he was doing, him go like that. Sad. Very sad. More eating, less talking about Candace and Erica. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a showdown. Y'all know we're going to be here for it. What was I looking for in here? Can y'all remind me? What was I looking for? I went to my bookmarks for something. Oh, it was that stupid conversation that lady, Gina. My memories, it's starting to get better. Y'all drinking water. Gina called into the show. It's like, hey guys, why'd you invite Candace like that? We were like, Andrew's, we got to go to commercial break. Get out of here, man. It's just the unnecessary lies at Turning Point. They should have never went this route. Not with Candace Owens, not this way. And I wasn't even going to make this to a video because Candace, she had a little bit more to say about this. She gets into Tucker Carlson again. Y'all make sure you go over there and support Candace and watch her live stream. I'm not playing this whole thing. This is interesting too. Oh, here we go. I found it. Listen, I can't believe y'all are defending this. I'm so disappointed. My heart is hurting right now. What happened to my people? Y'all are supposed to agree with me on everything. No, I'm playing. That's not how we roll here.
You guys do live streams all the time. And is that going to be an option?
Of course, Gina.
I'm just trying to make this come together.
Of course, Gina. So first of all, our initial statement, it was on the show on Wednesday. I made it at the request of Erica. All of this has been...
Another stupid move. Why would you say that? Erica told me to, so sorry.
And she's saying she can't attend in person. Can she attend on a live stream or,
Dummy.
And you guys do live streams all the time. And is that going to be an option?
Of course, Gina.
I'm just trying to make this come together.
Of course, Gina. So first of all, our initial statement, it was on the show on Wednesday. I made it at the request of Erica. All of this has been at the direction and approval of Erica because she heads this. And so what we were announcing there is we said, she has said things that are not true, and we did not address them for a long time. We stated the reasons why.
Guys, is a question true? Can I ask y'all in the chat, is a question true or false? Is a question true or false? Or is it just a question? The only time when Candace Owens has said, I know for a fact that, she's held up a piece of paper and shown why she knows for a fact that, I know for a fact that Charlie Kirk was changing his stance on Israel. And then she sat back and waited. And what did Mr. Hammer do? Candace Owens is lying. Charlie Kirk wasn't changing his stance. Candace says, oh, interesting. Here's a text thread. Charlie Kirk saying he was changing his stance. That is the only time I've seen Candace Owens give a sure fact 100% statement. Otherwise, it's been questions. So how are the questions that Candace Owens asking truth or lies? They are questions, they're inquiries. Why didn't Mikey seem concerned? Why didn't security administer aid to Charlie Kirk immediately? Why are these planes following Erica and Charlie?
Because she heads this. And so what we were announcing there is we said, she has said things that are not true.
Like
and
what?
We did not address them for a long time. We stated the reasons why, that we thought a lot of them were just not, how to put it? We initially just thought no one would believe a lot of what was being said. And we also just, we remembered the same friendship that Charlie had, and we just hoped that this would go away without requiring any sort of direct statement or confrontation from us.
Man, y'all about to make me, listen, I'm team Jesus, I'm team God, and I'm team objectivity, all right? And I don't even want y'all, I appreciate the love and support. I don't even want y'all to be team ClassE. Because if I say something stupid and dumb, and that's a blatant outright lie, y'all need to call me out on it. I do not want to be in an echo chamber here. I don't want y'all to think I'm saying ClassE and everything I say is the God's honest truth. But these folks are about to make me team Candace, because the way they're gaslighting, the way they're structuring and saying that things were said that were not said, it is so hard to watch in 4K. Them actually like, after calling Candace Owens a liar for asking questions. Man, come on, man. Well, the CPE said we do it all the time. Well, you can't, because I'm always right.
That this would go away without requiring any sort of direct statement or confrontation from us. So what was approved is we announced we are going to respond to this. And what I said was, we are going to announce a date soon. We actually hadn't agreed on it at the time I read the statement. We're going to announce a date where we're going to respond to this. And once we announce it, Candace is free to attend in person. That is what we announced. And so once we agreed on a time,
me too.
I announced what the time was going to be. Candace, for her part, had said, you name the time, you name the place. That is what we did. As for why it was put out at that time, I would just say, I don't think she had any difficulty in finding out what our scheduled time was. It seems everyone found.
And didn't somebody say, again, this is a rumor, didn't somebody say after this episode, Turning Point, or what are they doing, the Charlie Kirk show? The Charlie Kirk show now does not allow people to call in and ask questions. You have to send your questions in, because Blake freaking fumbled this entire situation.
That is what we announced. And so once we agreed on a time, I announced what the time was going to be. Candace, for her part, had said, you name the time, you name the place. That is what we did. As for why it was put out at that time, I would just say, I don't think she had any difficulty in finding out what our scheduled time was. It seems everyone found it out quite quickly. And lastly, on the point of why it's in person, I think it's pretty intuitive that given what is being said, what the way this has worked is that it's critical to be in person if you want to be authentic and to be detailed. And that is what we think is a fair request to make if she's going to participate. But regardless, it is going to go forward because we have agreed that some response needs to be made. And so that's going to happen when we announced it.
So now it's some response. Now it's not everything that Candace was saying we're going to respond to. These clowns out of here, man. This is not how you do business, twit. Dang. Candace has to be involved in the time. It's the blatant gaslighting for me. Like, we can't see them playing in everyone's faces. Taco Tuesday says more about Amy's cake, less about Candace. Hey, I hear that. Shout out to Amy's cake, man. Shout out to Amy with the cake. I can't do this, man. This is just, I'm disappointed in y'all. As the custodians of objectivity, you guys know better. Y'all know better. And this is, we can call and see the BS from 10,000 feet up in the air, a million miles away. What did Candace have to say? What else do you have to say?
You guys, Candace 19 is crazy. Okay, I'm worried. You trust the influencers. You know, people over in the chat say we need some Candace 19 merch. Yeah. Don't go Max, get the Vax. That's what Mark is saying. We should. We're gonna get some gear for you guys. Don't go Max, get the Vax. That's the vibe right now. How many influencers is it going to take to get everyone to roll up their sleeves and not go Max? That's where we're at right now. How many people do you have to send out to tell them? Please do it. Wild. Okay, I didn't get the Vax. I didn't get the COVID-19 Vax. I'm not getting whatever the heck this is. Okay, which is honestly on its face federal stupidity is what it is. Now, I can also tell you that because my mommy sleuths, they're so fast before stuff even ends. I get tips about things. And Erica literally today sat down with Barry Weiss. It's been marketed all over. They're going to have this big sit down, a conversation moderated by Barry. It's going to feature voices from across the political spectrum. They're going to talk about grief.
You know better, CPE.
And I got this email after, and it's interesting. I got actually a couple of emails, but I'm going to read this one to you because it was a town hall-ish event. Here's what they said went down. This person writes, I just came from the CVS. By the way, whoever wrote this email, I love you. I just love all of the mommy sleuths that are this quick. They wrote, I just came from the CVS Times Erica Kirk town hall, and this is what she said about the conspiracies and Candace. 1, Erica said she was pregnant when the Egyptian planes were flying and following her, so she wasn't on them. She said she has photo proof. Huh? I'm sorry. Did I ever accuse Erica of being on Egyptian planes?
Nope.
When I found the Egyptian planes, I was concerned that they were following Charlie because I thought, wow, has there been a foreign government that has been tracking his events? Like maybe, I don't know, like running through the operation early and then we broadened it when someone clued us into the fact that actually these planes have been following Erica. You just heard Tucker Carlson confirm that. I thought she'd be concerned. Instead, she's going to tell us on Saturday that she wasn't on the planes. I never said you were on the planes. Why would I think you were on the Egyptian planes? I don't think that you took off and went to Wilmington, Delaware. I know you didn't go to Wilmington, Delaware on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination. I find that answer to be lacking. Okay? That is weird to me. It's a weird answer to give. And by the way, you can fly when you're pregnant. Even if you were on the Egyptian plane, that's a possibility when you're pregnant. So I don't understand that part at all. 2, when Barry asked her about the conspiracies and what she had to say to those saying them, Erica said, stop. No. 3, not about Candace, but she talked about Israel and said good things about Jews and how TPUSA is having Shabbat dinner. No, I didn't read that.
And if y'all want to hear what happened, check this out. CBS just dropped this. So this is somewhat breaking news. CBS just dropped this over on X about 30 minutes ago. And here's the situation where Erica Kirk responded.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies.
The disrespect. She's building her business off of these lies. What? Apparently, Candace Owens just started making content 3 months ago. Apparently, before 3 months ago, Candace Owens didn't have a business. Before 3 months ago, Candace Owens wasn't talking about Bridget. She wasn't talking about Jeffrey Epstein. She wasn't talking about the political side of things. She wasn't talking about Israel. Oh, she wasn't going on tour with Charlie freaking Kirk. Rest in peace. What is happening? Are y'all still defending this? And Erica Kirk is sitting there. Yeah, Candace Owens. She built her whole business off my poor husband. And in 3 months, I'm about to be Team Candace.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
The podcaster.
That just dropped 30 minutes ago. I don't have a problem with them saying Candace Owens making money off of this. I don't have a problem with Candace Owens making money off of it. This is what she does. This is what she does. This is her job. This was her friend. She wants to find the truth. She believes someone's not telling the truth. Candace Owens is looking for it. Yeah, she's going to make money doing that. But saying she's building her whole business off of this. Wow.
We went live at AmFest. Okay.
I don't think Candace has seen this yet.
You guys, I want you to know, in addition to the fact that Charlie, in the last couple of days, wanted people to know that Mikey is fantastic and supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and he had this whole vision, and that Rob McCoy was his favorite pastor, and that you should buy Josh Hammer's book. He also wants you to know to just be a Jew. I think we get it. We get it. Those were his last words. Okay? We get it. Just like.
What do y'all think? Let me know. I mean, let me see. Can I show this on here? I want y'all to see something. And we don't talk about YouTube analytics enough on this channel. And that's just not, because that's just not the nature of this channel. I want you guys to look at something. To the people that are continuing to say this lie, that Candace Owens built her business off of what she was doing, off of what she's doing right now. I want to find the exact date. Was it September 10th, right? Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th. And I'm trying to get this so you guys can see this chart on your side. This is something that's called vidIQ. And what vidIQ does is it basically shows you the analytics from your channel. And I want you to see, I want you guys to look at this chart. And I wish I could zoom in so you could see it. This is Candace Owens over the lifetime of her YouTube channel and what she's been doing. These are her views, right? Going crazy, doing pretty good. Then in 2022, she started to take off, took a little bit of dip in 2024. Then something happened here in 2024, last year. And Candace Owens ever since then has just gone, she is gone absolutely insane in her viewership. And guess what? She been doing this. If you want to, 2024, June of last year, 2024, Candace Owens has took off. So it's super disingenuous to say that Candace Owens has built an entire business off of this when for the past year, she has seen nothing but absolute growth. Even the subscribers. Did she see a boost of subscribers in September? Sure. She went from, what was she at? On right before Charlie Kirk. Let's see. Right before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, she was at 4.5 million subscribers. And now she's at 5.6. So she gained 1 million subscribers. But the views were the views. Candace was Candace. She been Candace, man. What are y'all even talking about? It's crazy. I don't know who. Yeah, she couldn't have been talking about Candace. I don't know. I mean, we can even go. All right, this is the last thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to get out here. I don't want to spend this whole time, even though we did, talking about Candace. But you can even go back and look at her live streams, her content. Candace Owens has been doing numbers and doing things that you do not see a lot of content creators and YouTubers do. Although Candace Owens is more than a YouTuber. Look, she's talking about Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, 1.1 million, 1.3 million, 1.1 million, 2.1 million. Conspiracy theories were right about JFK. Ryan Reynolds, 1.5 million. What did her live stream do a couple days ago? 2.3 million, 1.5 million, 1.6 million, 2.1 million, 2.2 million, 1.8 million. Y'all, come on, man. And she got fired. Yes, she did. She got fired from Ben Shapiro's thing over there. What is that called? I can't think of what it's called now. Anyway, enough with this. Y'all gotta stop. The numbers don't lie. Put some respect on Candace's name. I don't know. Might have to come up here with a Team Candace t-shirt. Y'all gonna be mad at me. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you to everybody who supported today's live stream. Thank y'all for liking the video. All 1,600 of you. There's still 1,000 of y'all in here watching me rant about Erica, Kirk, and Candace Owens. What is going on? Shout out to Jane Q Public. Thank you for the support, and also the awesome, amazing, beautiful Amy E. I appreciate y'all. We've got a lot to cover, and you know it's Friday, so it's going to be an action-packed show tomorrow. Make sure y'all tune in, and if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time we go live. And as always, y'all know what to do. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace. Put some respect on this woman's name, man. She been working.